government has ultimately bowed down to the pressures created by the social crusader Dr. Govinda Casey, who has been on a hunger strike seeking reforms in medical education and health sector. The agitating doctor and the government struck an agreement around midnight last night with pledges that the conditions raised by the ailing doctor would be addressed. Dr. Casey is all poised to break his 29-day-long hunger strike later this morning. Good morning, I'm Sarah Chitrakar and these are the headlines of the hour. The fast on to death, Dr. Govinda Casey and the doctors and the government strike an 8-point agreement around midnight last night. Dr. Casey to end his hunger strike later this morning. The country witnessed a record highest single-day spike of over 5,000 COVID-19 cases yesterday. Federal capital remains a hotspot with over 2,600 cases. Appearing for the first time after contracting the virus, the US president claims to have done more for Black Americans, with the possible exception of former President Abraham Lincoln. And Royal Challengers Bangalore inflict a 37-run defeat against Chennai Super Kings in the Indian Premier League. Dhoni's men suffer fifth loss of the tournament. The fast on to death, Dr. Govinda Casey and the government have struck an 8-point agreement around midnight last night. With the inking of the agreement, the agitating doctor is going to end his hunger strike on the 28th day of his hunger strike later this morning. As per the 8-point deal, the Karnali Health Science Academy in Karnali's Jumla will run MBBS curriculum from the coming academic session. The government has also agreed to set up a medical college in Kailali's Geta and start medical education within 3 years. The government has also expressed the commitment to table the Unified Health Science Academy bill in the upcoming winter session of the Parliament. The agreement also includes the commitment from the government to launch free health services at Bayalpata Hospital in Acham, along with increasing PCR tests and expanding the capacity for the treatment of COVID-19. Meanwhile, Dr. Casey is all set to break his 29-day-long hunger strike around 9:30 this morning. The highest single-day surge of 5,008 COVID-19 cases were detected yesterday, taking the infection tally well past 100,000. This is the record highest single-day spike recorded in the country since the first case of virus was first detected in Nepal in February. Meanwhile, 5 more cases of coronavirus has been reported earlier this morning, taking the infection tally in the country to 105,689. Likewise, 14 individuals succumbed to the virus yesterday, taking the death tally in the country to 614. Speaking at the press briefing yesterday afternoon, spokesperson for the Health Ministry, Dr. Jageshwar Gautam, informed that out of the 5,008 infected yesterday, 2,672 coronavirus cases were reported from the federal capital. Kathmandu district alone reported 2,100 cases, Lalitpur saw 369 and Bhaktapur registered 203 new cases yesterday. There are a total of 30,818 active cases in the country at the moment. Meanwhile, 1,229 individuals were discharged after registering full recovery yesterday. With this, the number of individuals registering full recovery has reached 74,252. According to the Health Ministry, 19,320 swab samples were tested yesterday in the country through the PCR method. The government has halted the Social Security allowance provision for single women below 60 years of age and physically challenged individuals. It has been mentioned in the budget that all types of Social Security allowance are to be handed. However, about 400,000 beneficiaries won't be able to avail themselves for the facility ahead of the major festival Dasai. The Ministry of Women, Children and Social Welfare has also requested the release of the allowance. However, the Home Ministry halted the provision, viewing lack of amendment in the Act. The government has provisioned Social Security for 11 groups, including senior citizens, physically challenged individuals and single women, among others, to ease their lifestyle. The allowance amount varies as per the targeted group, while it is dispatched before the end of the first quarter of the fiscal year. However, single women under the 60 years age group and highly disabled or B category physically challenged individuals haven't received their allowance for the past 2 months. This has resulted in significant hardship for the majority of these people. The debacle has greatly hampered the targeted group in the face of major festivities. The government had halted the allowance of single women below the age of 60 and B category disabled individuals in the month of May as well. Having faced criticism from all quarters, they have received their allowance of 4 months following the cabinet decision. Budget of the ongoing fiscal year clearly mentioned provision to give continuity to all types of social security allowances. However, the Home Ministry, viewing Social Security Act as a barrier, has once again halted the allowance. People who have recovered from COVID-19 have been donating their blood, and the patients recovering through plasma therapy is rising these days. In this context, in our Public Voice segment, we had asked people who had come to donate their blood for plasma therapy in Butwal, how do they feel about donating blood? Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
बिरामीहरुको पनि मैले केही नजिकमा रहेर हेरे आफुलाई लागिसके पछाडी त्यसपछि मेरो एउटा एक पिन्ड ब्लडले चाहिँ कोही एकजनाको जीवन नै बाँच्ने एउटा आधार बन्छ भने मैले किन नदिने त
कोरोना लागेछ कोरोना लागेपछि निको भयो घरमा त्यसपछि अरु मान्छेलाई कोरोना लागेछ भने उसैको लागि मैले चाहिँ रक्तदान गरिरहेको छु
मेरो एउटा प्लाज्माबाट धेरै बिरामीहरुको जीवन दान हुन्छ भने यो भन्दा ठुलो पुण्य काम के हो भनेर मैले प्लाज्मा दान गरे
अलिकता रगत दिँदाखेरि कसैको जान बाँचिरहेछ भने म त्यही सोचेर आए
मेरो एक पोका ब्लडले प्लाज्माले उहाँको जीवन के रे बाँच्दो रहेछ र मलाई यति आनन्द लागेको छ जीवनमा मैले केही राम्रो काम गरेको जस्तो मलाई अनुभूति भइरहेको छ
कोभिडको औषधि पत्ता नलागिरहेको र भ्याक्सिन नआएको अवस्थामा मेरो प्लाज्माले अर्कोको जीवन चाहिँ बाँच्न सफल हुनुभयो मैले आज प्लाज्मा डोनेट गरेको 4 दिन भयो र मैले 42 वर्षको महिलालाई जसलाई मैले डोनेट गरेको थिएँ उहाँ आज स्वस्थ भएर मसँग फोनमा कुरा गर्नुभयो यो मानेमा म धेरै खुसी छु
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: what's your take on halting the Social Security allowance against provisioned in the budget? Your options are A, trying to curb expenses, B, lack of coordination, and C, insensitive to needy. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. That's all for the moment. Our next English bulletin will be at 11 a.m. this morning. Have a great day.